They're sharks, they're scary. No one wants to get eaten. But I've been eaten. And I'm here to tell you, it takes a lot more than that to bring a good man down. A lot more than that to bring a New Yorker down.
Yeah, you gotta love it. That was a clip from Syfy's highly anticipated Sharknado 2 synopsis. A shark tornado attacks Manhattan. There you have it. Within a half hour of its premiere, Sharknado 2 was the #3 search on Google Trend. As of this morning, it's #2, only after Justin Bieber. And here with his take on why Sharknado is the new way we will all be watching TV is MoneyBeat anchor Paul Vigna. Paul, great to see you here. And I have to
Tanya,
say,
how are you?
Talking to you about this movie just opens up a whole new side of you I didn't even know existed.
It's a dark side.
Yes, indeed.
It's a very silly dark side.
Yes, indeed. But you actually enjoyed this movie.
Oh, yeah, it was great. I mean, look, I watched the last one last year. I watched this one, did the recap for Speakeasy. It's you have to just enjoy this kind of goofy, silly, horror, campy kind of thing. If you don't enjoy it, just forget it. Like, there's no way to kind of explain this.
It's not trying to be anything else.
No, it's not trying to be anything else.
But explain the whole social media phenomenon behind
social media, and even the people, Ziering and the people in it, they admit that they're kind of mystified about why this thing took off the way it did. I mean, let's be clear. This is a bad movie. This is not a good movie. If you sat down and watched it on your own, I don't think you'd get through 8 minutes of it. But when people started watching this last summer, they went on Twitter and everybody was saying, what in God's name is this? Just this very organic, weird, goofy thing just sprung up. And everyone just started having fun with it. And the way to me, I've probably thought about this way too much. Yeah. What it becomes is, it's almost like, did you ever go see Rocky Horror Picture Show? You go to the midnight showings?
Of course, yeah. Well, that's a lot of audience participation.
Exactly. That's what it's like.
Right.
It's the social media equivalent of Rocky Horror.
Well, we have some tweets that we're going to share with you right now. There you go. Our own Al Roker studied sharkology in college. He's got this. Matt Lauer getting up to speed on shark terminology. There you go. There's another one. Fin, shark, there you go. That pretty much sums up the whole thing. Right. I'm on Sharknado 2 on Syfy right now. But you bring up a good point about Syfy, though. They do these kinds of movies all the time.
Right, they do scores of these. Sharktopus, Crocodino, none of them take off like this one was, which is why it is impossible to, you can make a bad movie, you can't make a bad movie and know that it's going to become a viral hit like this. So they caught lightning in a bottle last summer, they did another one, they're going to do another one apparently, and it's just, look, it's just something, look, Tanya, there's enough real bad news in the world, right? This is just something, 2 hours, enjoy it, don't think too hard about it, just have some fun for God's sakes.
Talk about the hashtag, though. Can they say that it's successful if the hashtag is not the one that they put out there?
You know, so I'm tweeting last night, right? And
all night, by the way, Paul.
Yeah,
full disclosure.
My last tweet was way too late. I started tweeting under the one that they had, which was Sharknado 2, the other one, the actual title of the movie. Nobody was responding. I was getting nothing. Then I noticed Will Wheaton was tweeting under just Sharknado 2. So I said, well, if Will Wheaton's doing it, I'll do it. So I started tweeting under Sharknado 2, and then there were people responding to me. There was a group there. It's very interesting. Look, the producers want to promote the name of the movie, right? But the community may not gravitate towards that hashtag. It becomes a very just kind of weird navel-gazing Twitter thing. But it is kind of interesting which hashtag is going to be the one that's going to catch on.
Look, you put your baby out there in the world, and people will do what they do with it.
You put your Sharknado out there in the world, and if it comes back, it's yours to keep and chop up into bloody little bits.
Paul, I love talking to you about this because, like all sequels, you said this one was not as bad as the first one.
Actually, I think this one might have been better than the first one. I think this one had a lot of interesting cameos, a lot of interesting little inside jokes and winks and nods. So I actually think this one might go on the very short list of sequels that are as good as or better than the original. Godfather 2, Empire Strikes Back, Road Warrior. It might go in that very short list.
Wow, it is joining a very
august
group. Yeah,
relatively speaking.
Absolutely. Right? Paul Vigna, thank you so much for talking to us today about